All right, hello and welcome everyone to episode 91 of the GGG Podcast. We got a good show for you today. Lots of releases this week, some good update news, and we're going to be talking about the 007 PlayStation State of Play. Joining me as always is my amazing co-host, Phil. Phil, how are you doing this week? Have you been playing many video games? We played less Rematch this week.
We played, but the crossover patch I think is happening today. The crossplay patch.
I think it's September 4th, like everything else that's coming out.
Oh, everything else. Okay.
Yes.
Then it's tomorrow, and we can get in there and see if the people on PlayStation can dunk on us as easily as everyone else can. But I have been playing a lot of the Rogue Prince of Persia. Like a lot of it. I think I've almost beaten it. That game opens up so much the more you play it. Like, at first, you're kind of doing a run. Sorry, I'm going to break down the game now.
Yeah,
the game is kind of like a Groundhog's Day, where your character is like doing a run, and then he dies and comes back and starts the run again. He's starting the day over. Mm-hmm. But as you do it, you're like finding clues that open up other places, and then you're like finding family members that then you can bring back to the camp, and they will like give you different abilities or different things to do on your runs. So it is a very good game. The story is actually kind of engrossing, and the movement in it and the combat. Like, I keep getting new weapons that are so sick. Like, I got this one monk staff that you can like hit people with and then knock them back, so you can like knock them off a cliff. There's a cool knife that turns into a giant sword, so you can have a quick weapon and then change up to a big weapon. It is just so good. Also, did you play any of the Rogue Prince of Persia?
I have not. I've heard a lot about it. You've talked a lot about it. So
yes.
Yeah.
Every a wall that is in the backdrop of a level, you can run across. So like you can be doing a sick flow, like flip off of a flagpole and then run on the background for a little bit to jump to your next thing. So the freedom and mobility in it is next level, and it puts you to the test quite a bit. So, man, what a good game!
That's awesome. A little bit of a sleeper there. I'm glad you've been having such a good time with it.
Yeah, if you like roguelikes and you like basically Dead Cells but with a little bit more mobility,
sure,
it's excellent. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I've been playing a lot of V-Rising, still going strong in that server I set up for my friends and I. We're kind of entering the late game now, so that's been exciting to experience, like all of the new late game content and the new areas that are in the game, and there's new like technology, and there's a little like steampunk technology in it now, which is kind of cool. So like guys with like electricity shooting guns and that kind of stuff. So it's fun to see that. But what else have I been playing? Played Helldivers. Jumped into the Unjust yesterday with my friends. It is so hard. Oh my God.
Seems like it.
It's definitely like every update of Helldivers is like a next level of difficulty, and you have to like relearn like what things work, what things don't really work. It's like, I thought the Illuminate were tough, but now we have all these bugs and they have like thicker armor. There's burrowing chargers. There's the giant Hive Lord sandworm, from Dune. Like, it's so hard. I'm excited to keep playing it, but it's definitely going to take some practice before I get good.
That's terrifying.
Yes. Yes, it is. So,
terrifying to know.
Yeah. And then I've still been playing No Man's Sky, but it is finally in the news this week. So we're actually going to talk about it for the news. But before we get into that, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the podcast on YouTube, please do so. It really helps us out. And if you're listening to the audio-only version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, follow us over there as well. We got 4 big game releases out this week. We're starting off with Cronos, the New Dawn. Reviews have just gone live today. The review embargo has been lifted, and it's kind of similar thoughts around the gamer sphere. Lots of 7s, lots of 8s, lots of this is a good horror game, but it doesn't really do much that's original. And I think the biggest criticism about it that I have seen is that people are saying, well, it's a horror game, but you don't really feel terrified that often because you're kind of the thing that people fear. It's kind of like when you played through the Dead Space trilogy and you're at Dead Space 3, you're kind of like, those monsters need to run from me. So
that's my type of game right there. I like to be the monster. Creepy crawlies better watch out because I'm here and I'm ready to stomp.
Yeah. It's bug extermination time. So, but yeah, the graphics look good. Seems like solid gameplay. It just doesn't really break that mold. But if you're kind of that horror game, more so in the action horror game where you're looking at like Dead Space, that kind of vibe, if you're into that, this game is probably for you. So, cool. Right on. Next up on the list, NBA 2K26 is here to steal your money again.
You sighed in the middle of that. You sighed in the middle of the name of the game. Why did you do that?
Because I've been burned. I've been burned too many times. Because, you want to know why? Because I was going through the reviews. I was looking through the NBA 2K26 Metacritic, going through all the little review blips, and it's reviewers saying the same thing that they always say every 2K NBA game, which is like, this year it's a lot better. It's in the best place that this game has ever been. And it's a lie. These reviews are bought and paid for. I'm sure the game is fun, but it is a microtransaction hole. So
yeah,
be careful out there, people. I love basketball. I love it. But you watch your wallets with this game. You be careful.
We need a rematch for basketball.
Yes.
That's the game that we need.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. What else we got? We got Hell Is Us coming out later this week. You put this one on the list,
Hell
Phil.
Is Us. Yeah, this was from the Steam Next Fest. There was a demo that you could play a little while ago. It is sort of, it's a very like puzzly, post-apocalyptic, but like weird weird, I'd say J.J. Abrams-esque future. I don't know if that's the right term.
Sure.
But it seems like to be a very cool, emotive action combat game. It has got a 10. It's got a buy from ACG, and then a lot of 8s going below. So it seems like a pretty good game and a pretty ambitious game from a relatively new development team. So that's always exciting to see. And I gotta say, this game looks beautiful. Like,
it does.
Very, very nice aesthetic.
Aesthetically, it looks a little bit like Death Stranding, in my opinion, but the vibe feels a little different, a little bit more action oriented as well. It seems like
you get to hit stuff, yeah, unlike Death Stranding.
You got to smack them around.
Yes, you're not throwing piss bombs. I'm pretty sure. I can almost guarantee it. Almost. I don't know what they're up to in that game.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, later this week, tomorrow, the inevitable Hollow Knight Silksong, the game we thought would never come out, is actually possibly coming out. We'll see in a couple hours.
I mean, yeah, it's going to defy. I mean, we still haven't seen that much of the game. So yeah. I'm very curious as to whether reviewers have actually gotten their hands on this game, or if they're going to be experiencing it at the same time as the public. So
I believe I heard they have not gotten their hands on the game, and that it is for everyone to get it at the same time.
Wow, that's super cool. I like that.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, let's let us all do it.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. I know so many people have been looking forward to Silksong. So there's not much to talk about though, because we got like tiny little gameplay blips for Gamescom, and that was really the extent of what most people have seen. So
it's really funny that they're like, we're finally going to show you Silksong after all these years. Here's a trailer, and then the game's out like next week, and we didn't really show you much of the trailer, so whatever. Like,
I'm hoping that they really just want people to experience the game for the first time, like really cool moments that they worked on. So I hope that's the thing, and I hope it's not just, hey, we committed to this release date, and so we were really committed to it, even if it wasn't a public release date that we had for a long time. It was an internal release date, and we're committed to it, and so we're launching it, even if we're not necessarily ready. So I hope that's it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I hope, that would be cool if they were like, yeah, here's a buggy game, here's a buggy message. Well, I mean, the game itself is buggy because it's about bugs. Anywho.
Right. Anywho, speaking of bugs, No Man's Sky Paul's favorite game right now.
Really good work there.
Got a huge update this week. It's called No Man's Sky's Voyagers, and it is officially No Man's Sky 6.0. Now, I know what you're saying. Does that mean there have been 6 major updates to No Man's Sky? No, there's been like 14 major updates to No Man's Sky. But this is officially 6.0. And along with this update, they put the game on sale. So usually I think it's a $60 game. They lowered it down. I think it's like $22 on Steam right now and on PlayStation. I think it's on Game Pass as well. So it's a very accessible game right now. And the big thing about this particular update is that it gives you one feature that I have been clamoring for so long, which is it is a full ship designer that's built into No Man's Sky. It was one of the main reasons I played Starfield for so long, and Phil had to sit here on this podcast and listen to me bitch about Starfield because I was playing it so I could get ship parts so I could make a spaceship that I wanted to be in space in. And so now I can experience a shipbuilder and not have to play Starfield. So, I mean, it's just a win-win for everybody. People have been posting crazy builds of their starships on social media. And one of the really fun things about it is that you can actually build a ship and then use like the other decorations in No Man's Sky to build on top of your ship. So there's people who have made like a Man of War, like classic battleship from, or like they'll build like a space island that they'll fly around on this space island. So it's been great. I've been having a wonderful time with it. And as well to this update, this is the biggest player surge No Man's Sky has seen since it originally released. It almost hit 100,000 live players this week after that update came out. And just for reference, Helldivers, I think, was at 320,000. So the fact that it's almost doing a third of Helldivers as a game that's 9 years old is commendable. So I'm very proud of this game. Love it. Love to see it.
Very cool to see.
That's my soapbox. Anything? Will this get you on board, Phil? Will you finally play No Man's Sky?
I mean, I'll try it again. I think I'm just going to go straight to creative mode this time because the story and that beginning part sucks so hard that after having done it once the original time I got it, I'm like, never again. I start playing it, I'm like, oh, I forgot. I have to do this. And this part is hot trash out of a dog's butt. It's terrible. But the rest of it seems fun.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. But yeah, it's just a lot of, I just love customizing and like what you're able to do with the interior of your ship. Also, it's like, oh, this is going to be the med bay, and this is going to be my ship's garden, and just like, oh, this is the kitchen in the ship. It's maybe I'm just.
Did you ever play? Wow, I can't even keep. I lost the thought as soon as I started to. I interrupted you too, and then I lost the thought. Wow,
Star Citizen?
What a great podcast person I am. No, I can't even think of it. Let me see. What was I looking at here?
Oh my god.
Nope. Thought's not coming back.
Is it another space game? No, he's gone.
No, this is a sad state of my brain. It's just gone.
Along with the shipbuilding and everything like that, you also now have the ability to be in space independently. And so you can just go out as your character. People have been posting a lot of social media videos with people like flying into black holes and just doing the what's that movie where they fly into the black hole to get information to save the world.
The Nolan movie.
Yes. No, we can't think of anything.
Interstellar. Come on, thoughts. I'll fight for every single thought that comes into my brain right now.
There we go. So anyway, I'm so happy to see the game revitalized, and also what Sean Murray said in a short developer documentary video about this specific update is the reason they keep adding all of these updates to No Man's Sky is because they're building specific technology for Light No Fire, and they're kind of using No Man's Sky as a way to test it. And with this particular stuff, they were talking about, well, in order to traverse the world in Light No Fire, you're going to be able to build ships that I would imagine just go on the water, but it would be the same kind of building system that they're using in No Man's Sky. So it's cool that I've never really seen a company do that. Just be like, hey, we're going to dump this new technology we're working on into a game and really just keep adding to it. So
enjoy the taste of it while we're getting this new game ready. All right. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. It's very, very cool.
Super, super cool. Something that I don't think is super, super cool is that there is officially a Call of Duty movie in the works. Because that's what we need. Because people were like,
you didn't have enough evidence that God is dead. Here's the final nail in that coffin. Call of Duty, the movie's on the way. Probably starring Vin Diesel and Chad Michael Murray.
This is ridiculous. Like, if you could pick any game to do a movie, with why Call of Duty? This is purely just, this is a big brand. We're going to take a big brand and we're going to make it into a movie. And it makes no sense. Nobody buys Call of Duty for the single player. That's not why it's popular. That's not why it's popular. And so why wouldn't you just, I understand like video games with media are blowing up right now because people are like, oh, we need more content. We want to latch onto existing brands. I think that's a terrible way to do it, but it's just how the market's doing it right now. And it's like you could have gone with so many other video games that would fit a movie or a TV show better than this. And
this is just generic. That's what it is. It's like that Need for Speed movie that was like a backdoor Fast and the Furious movie.
Yes.
It is just a generic war movie. It's going to be used to launch some 19-year-old producer's nephew's career. It's going to be hot trash, and I can't wait to watch it in theaters and get absolutely hammered prior to it.
Okay, so what does the popcorn bucket look like for this Call of Duty movie?
I think it's just a gun. I think it's just a gun that you suck on the barrel to get popcorn out.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh man,
that's what that movie makes me feel like.
Jesus Christ. All right, I don't think we need to talk anymore about that. I mean, what else? It's Paramount's making it. That's what we know so far.
Who's gonna play the mustache man? That's in all the games.
I don't know. Mustache man.
They'll
get all the people they've roped into the previous games. Kevin Spacey's gonna be in it. Kit Harington's gonna be in it.
Kevin Spacey's gonna be in it.
So, it's gonna be great.
That would be very good. I don't want to play the same character. He's just like a warfighter.
Yeah.
Oh God, awful.
Okay, next up on the list we got Fallout 76, which is apparently still trucking. I guess it has its little cult following, but it's getting a big base building update. To my knowledge, you could already have a base in Fallout 76. This is just an expansion upon that mechanic, and so you could really go like crazy with the base building. And I believe it works similarly to how it works in V Rising, the game I'm playing right now, where it's like you have a server and you can claim certain parts of territory and then just build your base in that territory. So it looks pretty cool. I love base building. I love those mechanics, everything like that. My big thing is the Fallout aesthetic is just not my aesthetic. It's gross and dirty. And I'm busy. I want clean and nice and regal. And so it's I'm sure Fallout 76 fans are going crazy for this though, because it does look like it adds a lot of options to the game. So
yeah, all 76 Fallout 76 players are really excited about this one. It's crazy to me that this took this long when Fallout 4 had base building in the game.
Whoa. It's crazy to you that Bethesda took to do something?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because Fallout was a bad example of what we were talking about with No Man's Sky and Light No Fire.
Yeah.
Where the base building from that game was kind of hinted at in Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in a DLC that you had to pay for. So they were testing out new things and making you pay for them, unlike Sean Murray and his folks over working on No Man's Sky, which is just more props to him and more booze for Bethesda. This is, I mean, like, I guess it's going into Fallout 76 for free, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I saw, yes.
Okay.
It is a free update.
That's better than nothing, but man, a metric decade too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard for me. I've been tempted to buy Fallout 76 so many times. I think I do technically own it on PlayStation, that I got it through PlayStation Plus or something like that. But it just looks like such an old game. I think because it's online, it kind of looks like Fallout 3, not even Fallout 4. And the mechanics are a little clunky. If you could describe like a camp TV show as like camp being like gameplay in a video game, that's what Fallout 76 would be for me.
Yeah,
it's very campy, and it's not my vibe. But I'm always happy to see new content come to players with more options. So
yeah,
hoo-ha, yay! All right, next up on the list. Big news for me. We got some Warhammer news. Space Marine 2 has announced that they're going to be providing an entire second year of updates. Now, they had announced this before, but we actually got the year 2 battle plan, as they call it, or the roadmap, as most people would understand it. And they're going to be adding a lot of stuff. Guess what? On September 4th, just like everything freaking else is coming out this week on September 4th. And it's a lot of content. So there's a new PvE mission. There's a new PvE arena, because they added the arena mode. There's new boss enemies, chaos boss enemies that you can fight in the game. There's new weapons in the game. There's like a new sword. There's a bunch of new fire weapons. There's a new class, the Tech Marine, that's coming into the game. And then they've added new PvP arenas. And this is all in the first update, and that's coming out this week. And then they're also adding a fully customizable chaos stuff for the PvP mode when you're fighting Space Marines against Chaos Space Marines. And so now you can fully customize and do crazy things with that. So and if you've ordered the Special Champions edition of the game back in the day, you get new cosmetic packs as well that come with that upgrade. So there's a crap ton of content that they're pouring out into the game this week, and it looks like they're going to keep it going. Past this patch, they're going to be adding 3 more PvE missions. They're going to be adding 2 more PvP arenas and something called PvP stratagems, which is really cool. Maybe they're like Helldivers-ish. There's also a new PvP mode where you will get to play as like a Hellbrute. And so it'll be like one of those modes where you're a giant like tank monstrosity thing, and the other players are having to kill you, where you're overpowered. Cool. A little bit of evolved vibe right there.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of content. So definitely worth noting. So one of these days, we will get Phil back on Space Marine and turn a Warhammer fan into him. But yeah,
you have to find a Warhammer fan and then turn him into me.
Yes, exactly. That's the only way to do it.
That's the only way to do it. 1 in, 1 out.
Yes.
Speaking of 1 in, 1 out, because I feel like that's the way that it plays with Marvel Rivals.
Sure.
I play a season in and I play a season out. Marvel Rivals Season 4 characters got revealed, and their Season 4 got announced as the Battle of the Dragons. What is it called again? It's the
Dance of Dragons, the Dragonborn.
The Dorgan dance.
Heart of the Dragon.
Sure.
It is officially
Heart of
called.
the Dragon.
Yes.
So, quick Marvel nerd moment. Heart of the Dragon. That is one of the things that you have to do when you're the Iron Fist. You have to punch a dragon and kill it to death. And the Iron Fist is the one who did that by punching it in the heart. So Heart of the Dragon has kind of a dual meaning here. But in this one, we're not getting Iron Fist. We are first getting Marvel's Angela, who is an Asgardian who looks like an angel. But her name is Aldenfir Odin's daughter. I probably got the first part wrong. Okay. She's then one of Odin's kids. And she's got all the basic Asgardian powers. Like, she's just super strong, super fast, nigh invulnerable.
Yeah, she kind of seems like a fusion between Thor and Hela. Where it's like she's got a bunch of electrical dagger things. So, yeah, very cool. We get another Asgardian. I wonder if she'll combo with Loki and Thor at all. So I've never heard of her before, to be honest. This is brand new Marvel hero stuff for me. But I didn't know who Jeff the Landshark was either, to be honest. So
yeah. Well, Angela in the comics was always known for being drawn very, let's say, voluptuously. And in this one, they did kind of like give her some muscle, and like she's a broad chick, which I think is pretty cool. Because the game is got no short of bait for the audience.
The goons.
The goons, if you will.
Yes.
The goon squad. So it's cool to see, at least a different representation there.
Yeah.
We don't really have, like, what the character does, other than it seems she's kind of a ranged character.
She's going to be a flyer. I mean, come on.
That would be cool. That would be dope to have, like, another flyer in the game, because flyers, I think when they're in the meta, really change the way that the game is played. But additionally, the other character that got revealed for this season is Daredevil. Now, in the comics, Daredevil does get possessed by a demon at one point, and I feel like they're kind of jiving with that to be like, Daredevil is possessed.
Yeah, they're leaning into that heavily.
Yeah. It wasn't a dragon demon in the comics, but maybe this is just like that incarnation of it from that universe, because his armor does appear to be like kind of have Eastern in style, so maybe he's from one of those universes where they lean into the kung fu aspect of Daredevil. But we don't really see too much of what he does, other than like a lot of physical combos and then summoning this dragon or this demon spirit. But looks cool.
It does look cool. I will say, like, definitely, I was a huge Daredevil fan when I was a kid, because I would read the Daredevil comics, and I had this specific comic series where it was Daredevil and Spider-Man together, and it was, oh my god, I loved it.
Very good.
But it is a little weird seeing Daredevil being turned into like an anime Super Saiyan character a little bit. So because I'm like, he can hear really well. I don't know if he can, go Kaioken or whatever it's called in the first Dragon Ball Z. But whatever. I get it. They gotta jazz it up. So yeah, I mean, I love Daredevil. To me, these really seem like two DPS characters. So that's a little interesting. And I'm curious to see how they're going to differentiate Daredevil from like Black Panther or or even Iron Fist or one of the like backliner melee like flank and attack characters. I'm guessing that his ult or one of his abilities is going to be like echolocation or something like that, to be able to like see people through walls. So that could be pretty cool. But aside from that, I'm curious on how maybe his ult is going to be him using the demon, like they show in this very well done animated trailer. So that's
I think if people who are working on this need to be doing like the Marvel. They just announced Marvel Zombies is going to be like a show for Disney Plus, rated R, or whatever. But the aesthetic has never really sold me. They need to be using these people and what they're doing for
absolutely they do
their Marvel shorts. I might say that Angela could be a tank. It would be an interesting tank, but I just like, based on her build and maybe the fact that she's Asgardian, she could take a bit more damage. But we'll see.
She could be a flying tank.
flying tank would be so sick, but also kind of pointless.
Yeah, a bit pointless. So,
Ugh.
all right. Well, let's get into our main topic this morning. At 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, there was a PlayStation State of Play with a specific focus. In fact, the only thing they really showed was 007 First Light. I was able to watch it live. Phil has seen it as well. They showed a lot of stuff here. I believe the full gameplay length that they posted was like 36 minutes or something like that, maybe 37 minutes of gameplay. And look, that's awesome because I didn't want another trailer. We already got that at Gamescom. They showed us just them playing the game, and I have a lot of thoughts. Optimistic in some ways, pessimistic in others. But I want to start out with your thoughts, Phil. What was your first impressions of seeing how this 007 game looked and felt?
It looks like Hitman.
Yes, 100%.
And if it plays like Hitman, and what else they're kind of like hinting it towards, great. It seems... Okay, so there's a whole sequence in the game, in the stuff that we saw, where you're kind of like driving up to this beautiful mansion, where the mission will take place. And it's a lot of driving and talking, and very cinematic, very pretty, pretty surroundings. It is just a car. And then like you have to go park the car and get out and all this stuff. And I think maybe that's when the gameplay starts picking up. But it's definitely something that, like, as I was watching it, I was like, all right, how do I skip this? How do I skip this? How do I skip this?
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of it is going to be, like, very narrative, very on rails. It feels like it's trying to ape the feeling of an open world, but not really quite be an open world.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how Hitman works as well, if I'm correct.
Totally.
Yeah.
But so then we see the first bit, and then the second bit is you chase the person, you chase somebody who's getting away, seemingly from the same scene, but stuff has happened in between, and then it is a giant Uncharted on heroin level action scene that
it just keeps
honestly
going.
It just keeps going, and it made me... There's a part where James Bond is on top of a giant cargo plane, and a guy pops out of like a hatch and starts shooting at him, and James Bond runs at him and kicks the thing away, which sure is cool, but the guy shoots like 3 times at James Bond, just misses, and James Bond is running in a straight line. He's just on a plane. It's not like... So anyway, I don't know. Like, it looks very pretty. It looks like it could be fun, but it also looks very generic for lots of it.
Yeah, 100%. So I think it sounds like we feel pretty similarly. I would say, like, I like the cinematic intro with the car and everything like that. I don't mind that, like, having a little breather, especially if the game is going to get so actiony. And, like, you know, I want to bring, like, that cinematic feel back into games, because we feel like we really got that in Uncharted, and we haven't really gotten other games that really want to do the same thing, where they, like, allow you to breathe a little bit and have it be a cinematic experience. So I'll disagree with you there, but everything else you said to me was pretty spot on. It seemed like a total fusion of Hitman meets Uncharted, and I have to say, it lacked a lot of originality, and that's kind of a problem for me. When you're putting out, you know, it's a new franchise, it's attached to a huge brand like 007, but it's very clear. It's like, we cast this 007, you know, character. He's not a movie version. He's the game version. And he is, you know, we're hopefully planning on doing a series out of this. It just, there's nothing original that was going on. In the fight sequence when you get to the airport, it's like, oh, there's a red barrel. Oh, there's another red barrel. Oh, there's another red barrel. Red barrel. Red barrel. Shoot the red barrel. It's like, yeah, guys, I've played the red barrel thing. It happened in the 2000s. Okay, so we're not you're not revealing any new gameplay here. And then I think the biggest thing, and something you hinted at with the fighting on top of the plane, with people like aiming guns at him and like, oh, you're 4 feet away and I'm magically missing you, is that the AI looks really bad. And like in order to get into the mansion, because you start out as like a driver, like what the person who's playing the game decides to do is like, oh, I'll turn this hose on and it'll distract a security guard. And like he turns the hose on, the security goes, oh, why is this hose on? So he goes over to the hose, he turns it off, and then he keeps looking at the hose like, oh, what could have happened? And he keeps, and he stands there, and it's like, if you're going to do that, do intelligent gameplay where he gets up, he turns off the hose, and then he goes back to where he was. Or what would a human being do? A human being would like, he turns off the hose and be like, did somebody turn on the hose? Like start looking around or start talking to someone or being like, hey, did you touch this? There just seems to be a real lack of it, ironically that all this AI is coming out, but AI in video games is still dumb as hell. And so it doesn't really feel like a believable spy game. And I think that's because our standards are so high. But frankly, it's like if you're making a game like this and you're not doing anything new, you're just slapping 007 on it. That's not good enough. What are some ways you can innovate? One of the things that they were bragging about in the game, it's like, oh, you can there are multiple ways to approach a situation. It's like, yeah, that's pretty standard.
It's been done. Yeah, that's how we do it now.
That's the whole like premise of Hitman. That is the whole premise of Hitman. And so like, I would much rather it be like, it is a semi-linear story, but is this a James Bond story where you could like make a little choices and alter? Maybe there's like 3 different endings or something like that. You can be your own James Bond to a degree. Like that would be more interesting than just this. Well, you can go in the window or you can steal a key card and go through the door. And then last little complaint I have is there were some performance issues in that demo.
In the trailer, in that demo, like.
Yeah.
So big, such big performance issues. Yeah.
And you would figure if this is a PlayStation State of Play, it's probably running on a PlayStation 5 Pro. And and if you're telling me that a $750 PlayStation 5 Pro is having frame rate issues on your game from your publisher, that is an issue. So yeah, I'm
who's doing this one? Who's publishing this one?
It's a Sony game.
So it's Sony directly. Damn.
Yeah, that's why it was at their PlayStation State of Play. I'll double check to see the exact company. But yeah, it's so I don't want to come off, saying like feeling like it was just negative. I think that it showed like, okay, this is a AAA game in that it had a AAA budget, but it doesn't really break the mold of anything that we've ever seen before. So there's no originality here, and that's what hurts it for me.
Yeah, I'm right with you there. I did notice the same thing a couple times on there's a part where he hops over like a ledge and is just hanging there, and he hops over in front of like help that's working the event,
right?
And then starts climbing around, and then like stands up along the wall. And the dude who he walked by is like 6 feet away from him, just at eye level with him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Just dumb AI.
So, dumb, silly AI. And I get that it's James Bond, and you don't want to have to be like too caught up with that stuff. Then put less people around in the actual game.
Design the gameplay for people, like I said, where it's like you're having more conversations. Maybe it's a little bit closer to Baldur's Gate because James Bond is a much smoother talker, than just, I'm going to, do the Agent 47 thing, or I'm going to do the Watch Dogs thing where I'm going to use my phone to hack a sprinkler system, So
honestly, that would have been a good James Bond game, is like a Watch Dogs style, like using it, like using technology type of thing. Because that's how that game felt a lot of the times. You were very cleverly like getting this to move and then sneaking by. Yeah.
So I want to correct myself. It's not published by Sony. So it is IO Interactive, and Square Enix is its parent company.
So this is the Hitman team, pretty much.
Yeah, that's yes. So it definitely feels like that, and it's cool that it is the Hitman people, but they need to differentiate it from Hitman. Otherwise, I'll just go play Hitman.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I could just dress up as James Bond and play Hitman.
Exactly. So
in game.
Along with this game, we did get a release date. So the 007 First Light is going to be coming out March 27th next year. So that's relatively soon, and it's going to be a pretty normal priced game. Although there is, get this, Phil, there is a $300 version of the game.
Why?
$300 for the collector's edition of the game. But for the normal edition, it's going to be normal price, so it's $70. But the $300 edition, let me see if I can pull it up here. Yes. So this comes with a golden gun, which is not...
And you could suck the popcorn right out of it, yeah? How you bring it back, baby.
It's really just a golden gun. And then it's like weapon skins in the game, a golden gun skin in the game. It's got like a steel case box, but that's really it. It's they're trying to bank on the, hey, you remember GoldenEye? Here's the golden gun. Spend $300, please. Spend $230 more than you need
than just the game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, it'll be a fun game probably to play.
Right.
If you're looking for that type of action adventure. It felt very, very much like that. But I think what you said about like a Hitman game where you play as a James Bond game where you play as James Bond and you can make decisions like to be a good Bond or a bad Bond, or maybe even your like a Fable style game where you become the 007 we know, or you like splinter off and become a bad guy,
right?
And like someone new takes up the mantle of 007.
Yeah,
that would be a much more exciting game than this one that looks like a very action heavy, which is fine, but not to the top of my mind when I think of 007.
Yeah.
Like, sure, there's action in 007, but it's not like Uncharted, which is what this felt like.
For also, like, jumping on the Uncharted comparison real quick, they went from the villa, like it was an Uncharted 4 level into an Uncharted 3 level with the plane. Like, it was all over the place. It was way too much. It was so much in one level. It was like it, and I think this is a problem in media, I think, in general right now, where it's so oversaturated with stakes, and to the point of like, I don't know what high stakes are anymore because everything is high stakes. And so it's something that they need to push on the brakes a little bit. Did we really need this huge sequence and then an airplane sequence connected back to back, or should we just have worked really hard on one sequence and made that as good as it could have been? So I guess I didn't like it that much. Now that I'm saying it out,
you know what? I think I actually hate James Bond. There it is. No, I'm with you there. Like, the moment that he falls out of the plane without a parachute, I was like, all right, so where's he going to find someone with a parachute? Like, who cares? If this is what you're showing us at the beginning of the media cycle for the game, that he's falling out of a plane, what are we supposed to expect? He's going to freaking die? Show me that like 3/4 of the way into the game, and then maybe I care. Yeah. But at this point, hachi-machi, why?
Yeah, it's too much. Too much. It's like, me and my partner say this a lot. It's like, don't show me before you show me. And what that means is it's just like when you're watching like a TV show and it's like, we're going to show you all the things on the episode before we actually start the episode, or we're going to have a trailer for this movie that's coming out where we show you all of the important moments before you actually pay to go see the movie. And
everything.
It's just like, please stop doing that. Let me experience. I hate this spoiler culture that we're living in right now. And, I get that that's not just, IO Interactive's fault. But yeah. So
I really like, this is just a tangent, but I really like in TV shows when they show you previously on, but it's like about threads that connect to what's going to happen in that episode. I'm like,
totally.
Certain shows do it better than other, but well, this game, you said, what's the release date? It's February of next year?
March 27th.
March of next year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, in important and good news, there's going to be a new Superman movie in 2027, so...
Is that the animated thing or no? Not
no. This is a sequel to James Gunn's Superman. It's called Man of Tomorrow. So
okay, very cool, very cool. Well, yeah, that's exciting. Especially how much better that movie was than Fantastic Four. Although you wouldn't know that reading the reviews because Disney bought and paid for all the Fantastic Four reviews. But whatever.
I feel like Fantastic Four is a whole different thing. Fantastic Four was not made for me. Superman was made 100% for me. Fantastic Four was made for all the people who are like, I don't like Marvel movies. Can you make it like not a Marvel movie, but like also a period piece, but also take no risks whatsoever? Thanks.
Yeah. So for no one, they made it for no one.
For nobody.
All right. Well, that's our soapbox, and that's how we're ending the episode this week. Episode 91 of the GGG Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow us over there as well. We are going to be back next week. I'm going to be playing some more Helldivers. We're going to get some Silk Song in there. So we're going to have some good things to talk about next week, Phil. I think so.
Oh yeah.
And we will not be talking about 007 because apparently Phil and I really don't like it. And
we hate it.
We hated it. We did. But it was shiny at times. It was very shiny at times. So.
Sometimes beautifully shiny.
Yes. So that's nice. All right. Peace out, everyone.